るんかい。
何よりノームの敵。
たくホーリーシットだ。みんな早く。僕だけが知ってるピンチ。オールマイトから離れろ。この手は来たか。ただいま戻りました。
Pledge just $3 a month over at www.patreon.com/TheHonestGamer and earn yourself a suggestion and vote on all new weekly Anime Sins videos. Warning, this video is from my perspective only, and as such, should not be taken too seriously.
おいおいおいおい、知ってるぜこのガキども。誰だ。
A lot of people were making comments on both the Sins and Wins first quarter that I should have mentioned that this guy's basically Deadpool, and personally I couldn't disagree more. Literally, they look slightly similar, and that's it in my eyes. Either way though, getting to see his kind of split personality here at the start of the episode made me laugh, so take a win for a unique non-Deadpool character.
先生、ヴィランの数が不明ならば戦力は少しでも多い方が良いのでは。
I like this moment because it's like Ida's way of protesting having to stay inside the building in safety when he wants to go out and fight to save his fellow students. So instead of arguing outright like the others might do, he raises his hand and presents what he sees as a solid counter-argument. All in all though, it shows he wants to help his friends, but also it fits his personality and style beautifully.
違う。みんな下がれ。
If you're ever wondering what an extremely good example of CGI usage in an anime looks like, look no further. Just check this sequence slowed down. You can see a ton of effort went into making this scene look as good as it does, with debris flying past the hero, rescuing the two students close to harm, and then the blue CGI attack fills up the screen looking wonderful. I did a small little freak out of this scene, but purely because for some unknown reason I assumed he, as a teacher, to be weaker due to teaching the class down from the main one, and here he is being totally badass.
ここで信頼の揺らぐような案件が重なれば、その揺らぎは社会全体に蔓延すると思わないか?
And here is the first time we basically learn the villain's true purpose behind their tactics, one which I believe is telling of most excellent story progression. The mangaka could simply have gone for endless attacks on All Might and UA, but instead opted for this greater attack against the basic idea of heroes in society. Not only is this scene great in general for the fighting taking place and students working together against their foes, but I also wanted to point out once again how great her voice actress is at times like this. So take 2 wins here. The fact that he appeared just in time and was brave enough despite almost being caught by Dabi earlier to act in this moment. Oh man, this gets an easy win all day long, and I especially love it because Bakugo doesn't seem to be saying it in a sense of I dislike you, don't come, but I hear it more like it's too dangerous, don't come. Do you guys agree or disagree with that though? Let me know in those comments down below, as I'm interested to see your thoughts on that, as it's quite important in terms of character building, I think. Midoriya's reaction to failing to save Bakugo is another aspect of him that would probably make All Might so damn proud to have chosen him as his successor, because even though they truly do not get along, the fact that he couldn't reach him in order to save him tears him up inside like this, because above all, he's a true hero just like All Might.
僕たちはあの日、ヒーローを目指す者としてヴィランたちに完全敗北した。
I swear this shot should be in an art museum. Also adding on to this is Midoriya's statement that we heroes were completely beaten by the villains. At first I was going to sin it, then after thinking about it I saw that his statement is more about his ideals of wanting to save everyone, and here he failed to do that. As such, he sees the situation as a complete failure for the heroes and for himself.
2週間ほど前、部下が聞き込み調査で
Animating multiple people moving at the same time.
奴らに会ったらこう言ってやるぜ。私が反撃に来たってね。
I love All Might. Taking the time to put together this lovely high-up shot of the city. This is yet another great use of CGI, used here in the background to add realism without detracting from what you're seeing at the forefront of the scene.
2日間、気絶と悶絶を繰り返し、高熱にうなされた。
Anime's way of letting us know he didn't simply get healed and is now all better, but instead he had a rough time of it during recovery.
通りになった。
お前のは一人を助けてデクノボーになるだけ。
This first person crying almost feels like it makes the emotion more real when you then see it on his face.
この前、相沢君は君をとっさの判断力に欠けると評していた。素晴らしい成長だ。ありがとう、八百万少女。
People often talk about how All Might is like a father figure not only to Midoriya, and by the way I've been saying that since season 1, but also to the whole class, and it's little moments like this that exemplify that.
この短期間で何度も大怪我してるけど、君ね、ぶっちゃけ今回は火にならんほど重いよ。
Getting a good look at the heavy damage and scarring Midoriya has caused to his arms from his recent battle. Yet another aspect I adore about this anime is the permanent damage sustained and how it stays with the character. Compare this to, for example, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where characters take massive damage and it quickly just disappears.
どうだろう。2度3度か同じような怪我が続けば、腕の使えない生活になると思っといて。
Then following it up with a deadly serious explanation about just how bad a state his arms are actually in.
僕のこと知らないのに助けてくれてありがとう。早く元気になって直接お礼を言わせてください。
Although it's very short, it's also to the point. I hope he gets a reunion down the road with Kota.
イズくん、遊泳行かなきゃダメ。
For his mother's soft approach to this subject, and what I mean by that is that she knows how much going to the school and being a hero means to her son, hence the crying scenes from his childhood seen back in season 1 a lot, but she's also so incredibly concerned for him that she says this. For the introduction of another amazingly designed hero who has a fantastic and unique quirk which we will of course see soon. For this even more heavily detailed shot of the city.
僕の心配はどうでもいいっていうのか。僕の気持ちはどうでもいいっていうのか。
This is actually a pretty beautiful scene from Ida with the perfect music, I think.
そうそうたる顔ぶれが集まってくれた。さあ、作戦会議を始めよう。
I've got to sadly admit to the world that my wife doesn't watch this particular anime. However, when I told her about this episode after it aired, I remembered being so excited because seeing this scene, I told her how it reminded me of the Avengers movie where you have so many fantastic heroes gathered together and I could barely contain my joy.
緑役、暴力を振るってしまったことを陳謝する。
I was really happy when this happened because I was kind of annoyed when he punched Midoriya and nothing was said about it, and then they did this. Out of all of the funny things this anime has produced over 3 seasons, this is by far the best and makes me laugh so hard it physically hurts a little. Getting to see Eraserhead without a mask is awesome.
何言ってんだこいつら。
全然守れてねえじゃん。
ヒーローを育ててる学校がヴィランにやられるか普通。
This moment which honestly had me positive of which way the story was going to progress, only for them to utterly turn it around within the next 3 episodes in such a massive way.
人の命を金や自己顕示に変換する言いよう。それをルールでギチギチと守る社会。敗北者を励ますどころか責め立てる国民。
This has honestly got to be one of the most captivating heroes versus villains arguments in modern history. It's not simply bad guys versus good guys, but there's an ideal being questioned, fought against, and defended on all sides by both parties and elements inside of them. It's storytelling from a masterful standpoint, in my opinion. Bakugo's amazing reactions here after being freed earned him a big fat win for proving his allegiance beyond any doubt to the Hero Society. Honestly, when this moment happened, it made my feelings towards him improve massively.
反面、決勝で見せた粗暴さや表彰式に至るまでの態度など、 精神面の不安定さも散見されています。
I am so very glad that this anime finally began to openly acknowledge Bakugo's spates of extremely poor behaviour. I'm sure a great many of you who've watched all of my Sins episodes have heard me mention how unlikely it is that it'd go under the radar constantly, so this is finally showing us that it's noticed by the school and by the public and media at large.
その気がねえなら懐柔されたふりでもしときゃいいものを。
したくねえもんは嘘でもしねえんだよ俺。
You've got to hand it to Bakugo for his ideals. I believe he literally does mean that even if faking his position might give him a chance to escape, he would sooner just fight and be upfront about refusing their offer than lying about it.
手を出すなよ、お前ら。
This moment right here shows how far he's progressed as a villain throughout the past 3 seasons, going from almost a spoiled child desperately seeking the death of All Might and becoming extremely agitated when his false hand was knocked off of his face, to now keeping his cool and maintaining his composure.
悠長に説得してられない。先生、力を貸せ。
This is very interesting and something I've been pondering for a while, and that is, has All For One actually given him any additional quirks? Obviously I would like any manga readers to avoid any and all spoilers in the comments, but it makes for a good discussion for anime only fans for sure.
ここまで大きく展開する時代、奴も必ず動きます。
All for one.
I was practically shaking with excitement at this. This bloody excellent scene of All Might crashing through the wall like that is honestly not something I'm going to forget for a very long time. Getting to see these 3 and soon to be 4 taking on the villains inside together is a true joy to my heart. Because we are here. Mixing hand-drawn animation with CGI to an excellent degree. God, he's so imposing and epic in this scene.
中を少々いじり気絶させた。死にはしない。忍法千枚同士。
My words, that is such a unique quirk.
君は悪くない。大丈夫。僕がいる。
This sentence and others he mentions later on that I'll point out as they come are very eerily similar to All Might's own sayings. On top of that, we get another tidbit of information about how he turned out the way he did, which I strongly am still assuming has to do with All Might failing to rescue either him or someone he loved. Lastly, I'm giving a 3rd win here for this creepy and brilliant piece of music which fits All For One to a T. It is extremely hard for me to effectively write a script detailing why these scenes are so epic to me. So for my dumb brain, I'll keep it simplified. I love the sudden shout from All Might. It's like he knows he's running low on time and wants to end things. I love the changing music as the Nomus appear and we start to know things are going to go badly. And finally, I love seeing All Might issuing out orders like this, which is something not really seen before now. This here was absolutely my favourite moment of episode 9, All Might screaming in anger at the fact that he failed to rescue Bakugo who was so very close to him. I think it goes back to his saying, I can't rescue those I can't reach, but it always deeply affects him when he fails. It's as though he's also cursing his weakening body and finally how he's failing to resolve things for the heroes of the world as a whole. Beautifully done. For getting to see Genist and his quirk at work, and don't worry, I'm going to give a win for the epic intro to All For One, but I feel it was better in episode 10 as we got a full view of him. Thank you to the following patrons: Nathan Burr, Vupu, Leon Lutger, Manuel Meza, Josiah May, Bird Without a Word, Loritz, Jake Lane, Joel Rosenfeld, BZX001, Chris Harris, Daniel Musgrave, Mateyson, Hunter Layfield, Brendan Creer, Tyler Byers, Kyle Farmer, Theodore Quackens, Kaj Vorzelman, Jordan Samuels, Scott Harris, Veronica Hamilton, Gabby Z, Lullaby Hypno 22, and to all of the other patrons supporting me. Thank you.